Let's try that again. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Why did it... I've had this happen in the past. Obs has just changed the microphone for me, probably because I've got too much crap here. So let's try that again. Hello. G'day. Welcome to see... Great to see you all, rather. While we sit here and wait for the floods in Adelaide, you have joined another Hell Let Loose friendly match. Friendly in that the teams that you can see here, Ocelots and the Baddies, are actually practicing for the seasonal, which starts tomorrow. And I have the blessed fortune of actually having picked up that match, which is against, so it's Ocelots versus Vanguard. Oh, sorry, Vanguardia. So that's a seeding match tomorrow. So myself and another streamer are doing that particular one on different languages, I guess. But the seasonal being what it is a big competition. Super excited to get streaming into that. So all the real full-on first round matches will start next weekend. Tomorrow's is just a seeding match, and this one today is, as we say, practice for it. The teams are sort of trying to get their strategies and tactics worked out, get the coordination between all the different players and so on. Now, at the moment, you can see in the background there, we've got Stalingrad flying around. That's the new Stalingrad. I've actually gone and updated all of my background footage filming, so they're all now good to go. And this is Stalingrad as per the recent update to it. Now, we'll just quickly flick across to the warm-up map itself. I believe Cottage Depot, I think that is in the middle there. So Cottage Depot is the one that they are using here. I'm going to bring up my other map, actually. So I've got it on my spare screen, just so I can talk to it while we're in the middle of the match, instead of just popping open the in-game map all the time. So Carriage Depot, there you go. I can't read it on my own ob screen. Carriage Depot is the one that they're starting as the center point today. And as I suspected, what they've done with the servers and with their game now is that they've actually made it so you can spawn whatever points you want, and you can also spawn the points in a row. So for example there, you can see that Nail Factory, Yellow House, Carriage Depot, Pavlov's and Grudin's Mill, they could actually, for a match, have all of those lined up like that. Which, to be fair, I kind of like that, because it means that North and South both become relevant in the matches. Whereas if you get things like, City Overlook, Komsomol, and so on down the bottom there, it means that the top areas, Mamayev and Dolji, are likely to be irrelevant in the match. So they're spawning over Carriage Depot, fighting over Carriage Depot initially, but it is a full game, full match. So that will be the one that sets up things for who attacks, who defends, left and right. Carriage is pretty hard. Anything in the middle of the map can be quite hard to attack. It's even harder to defend, in my opinion. The reason is that there's a lot of fire lanes in between the trains and all that sort of thing. However, going back to the map footage, as it plays in the background there, we might see it come up in a second. What I've found is that they have made a lot of amendments up and down that rail section through the middle of the map. And the amendments have included lots of broken carriages and piles of rubble and things that I'm not sure they were all originally there when the map first came out a couple of years ago. And it was it was a day-only map back then. It was a really hard map to fight on. Pavlov's house was kind of almost irrelevant. It was just open territory. A lot of that area over that side of the map, same as sort of up the northwest there. They have improved it radically, and the beauty of the map now is that there's so much more cover for infantry as they run around. I can see the tanks are very, very campy still on this match, particularly along that delta column. I'll just bring that up again. The delta column there. There's a lot of good positioning up there for tanks to fire from, but you also get that kind of over in the Gulf column as well. Gulf column being down this way, and that's what makes holding the middle so damn hard. Is because you can't actually see what the hell's going on up on those ridge lines when you're down the middle because everyone's shooting you the entire time. It's horrible, and it's so hard to build a defensive position quickly there too because people can shoot you from 2 grid squares away from up on that ridge line while you're trying to set up something. But it is better than it has ever been down there, so I'm pretty happy with that. So that's a good thing. Still waiting for the match to start here. It looks like... what do we got? We got 49.50. So just waiting for one player by the look of it on the Allies side, the Ocelot side, who will be the Axis there, as you can see on there. I probably should have mentioned that before. Hey? So the Ocelots will be the Axis, the Baddies of the North, or BOTN, will be the Allies, and we'll just have a quick flick across here and have a look at the game. I'll put the speaker's information on so we can actually at least hear battle stuff in the background. We might also put our Twitch-friendly music loop in there as well, so we've got some sort of noise in the background, right? Okay. Icon, just up there, I actually do know a few of these BOTN players. Icon's one of the streamers for the seasonal. So you'll probably find that he might be actually streaming his point of view today, or he may be the streamer for that particular side, I'm not sure. So Sanity, and I do want Team 17 to actually change this so we can see who's in what squad at the start of the match. But Sanity looks like he's taking lead here as commander today. We'll see how it goes. You see the Ocelots have started putting their little O's in front of things. A few other ring-ins here as well. We've got the Chimera lurkabouts that we generally see, and some of the fours as well. So great to see all those guys here today playing. And they're getting their practice up as well. So that's good stuff. Some very, very good players there in amongst the Ocelot team that we all know, or if you don't, you'll probably see them play today and you'll enjoy their play. Across on the right-hand side there, as I said, there are a couple of players I know there. I'm pretty sure I've seen Brickroll's name before somewhere. Icon, of course, there. Let's see, who else have I got here? Some interesting names here. My children are in this house, so I'm going to have fun today trying to read out some of these. Kanashi, seen him, watched a lot of him in Friday Night Fights and that over the years, so good to see him still around. Major Pain, okay. Different Major Pain, I'm assuming, than one I know, but may well be the same guy. Who else we got? Yeah. So here, how am I going to be reading that out? The pirate. All right, looks like the match is actually kicking off, so it's a good thing that we're on this screen. So it is time. We'll get rid of that Twitch stream noise in the background there. Sorry, I'm just going to do this stupidly. There we go. There we go. We got rid of the music. I'll wait for my squad to set up. So there it is. Carriage there. It's reasonably central, the play today by the looks of this. You got Nail Factory, Yellow, and Carriage in a nice row there. So that's actually probably better for the right-hand side here, the Allied side here, because they've got options north and south to be able to press the attack. So it's a little bit harder to defend on that side. Where is my guy? He's not in the damn game yet. Come on, mate. Get the squad up. Get the squad up. Where has he gone? Can't find him. I've got to join a specific squad. I can't just join wherever I feel like it. And he's not in the game yet. So what are we missing? We're missing, yeah, there's players missing everywhere. All right, so while we're waiting for that, we'll just talk about this quickly while we wait for that guy to spawn in. So Nail Factory there, Yellow House there, so a defensive line, and we'll take a look at that in a minute. Across here, you've got Pavlov's, lovely. We'll be able to hopefully see some fighting there if the Ocelots are able to pick up the attack well. And then L-shaped house over the back here. I always love fighting up in that area. That is one of my favourite parts of this particular map. It has always been good, that area, so even better now that we've got it today on the stream. However, of course, it means the Ocelots would need to be winning and pushing to the right to be able to see us fight up there. Oh, actually, it looks like Supreme's going to be the commander for this. So there's my dude. That's what I was looking for. Getting ourselves in here, slapping ourselves in that back corner. All right. So we'll see how this plays out, but it also means for the center there is so much attack available. There's everybody getting ready to go. We'll have a look at what's happening there. Someone just died. I assume he's putting supplies down for nodes. Yeah, probably just a respawn for nodes, I guess. All right, so across here we go. Now, as I said, with this central thing, we're just going to fly up the center here real quick and take a look. So as we go through this middle area here, you can see there's quite a few piles of stuff. Now, just remember, they're going to be fighting, pushing from left and right-hand side of screen as we look at it. But they'll also sort of get down to the one flank or the other and then start pushing north or south, depending on where we are. So at the moment we're south and they'll be pushing to the north. So you're looking for cover in between these different train carriages. I'm going to spin across this way a little bit. And oh, hello, there's been a problem. All right. Something's gone awry. I reckon it's because half the players didn't spawn in. Possibly. I'll just wait to see if they say anything to me. So they'll have to do another map respawn. I'm guessing. Yeah, I wonder what it was. All right. Well, I'll just wait to see how this plays out. If the guy comes in into the recons, but they're filling up squads, but I think that's just the normal confusion that occurs when it's a map flip. They definitely told me that Ocelots are Axis and the BOTN are allies. So little housekeeping things. Sometimes they go wrong. It's all good. We'll see what happens, shall we? And just having a look at my string. Oh, someone's following me on Twitch. Thank you very much. Whoever that was, Cobstar. Lovely. I don't think I'm streaming yet. Hopefully I'm not streaming yet. It's got a 30-minute delay for those that were wondering what the hell's going on. So I won't be interacting with you too much in chat, unfortunately, with 30 minutes, but I will in the last 30. Yeah, we'll just wait until such time as I get to chat to you at the last half. I try not to distract myself too much with in-game when it's a 30-minute delay. The seasonal, just for the record, doesn't need 30-minute delay. I think it's 15 or 30. 30 is the mandatory, 15 if both teams agree. Some people don't like having a 30-minute delay because their computer possibly doesn't work as well in relation to the stream, and that's okay. You know, not everyone can afford a gazillion gig of RAM or the most awesome PC on the market or whatever. I certainly don't have any of that sort of stuff. I got a lot of RAM for DCS. DCS I found was the first game I ever played that needed more than 36 gig of RAM. So it's 32 gig of RAM, sorry. All right, so here's the flip back into being the Axis side. So obviously they had some sort of technicality and they've done the full flip again. Or maybe it was the fact that they didn't like it in one straight row like that, based on, you know, quite literally what I just said about it being quite difficult to defend for the left-hand side there because they had them all in a straight row. Whereas the right-hand side, it was a nice blocking corner that they could set up. Carriage Depot's still the point, though. We'll get back and have another look at that in a minute. I'm still waiting again for Torren. There he is. He's in Able squad for some reason. I need an arty squad created, please. All right, so I'm meant to have an arty squad created to join as caster. So that was part of the org, so I'm not sure what's happening there. So I'll just wait a second. But yeah, okay, so this time we've got Overlook, Comsomol. I'm going to mangle that a few times. Overlook, Comslog, or an alt. Oh no, Torrent's just sorting something. Oh, okay, so he's dropping supplies. And they're having to go at Kanashi. Because Kanashi is, he's a traitorous. He's on the other team. All right, so we'll get rid of that chat. All good there. So, all right. So let's do this. Bam, 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 and up we go. So I want to just get into that middle section and have another look for you. So the points are City Overlook, Komsomol, Headquarters, Pavlov's, and L-shaped. I really like that layout. It gives everyone a chance to defend their points and also push hard. So as I was talking about before, let's get in and have a look at this, and we'll fly down through the point now. And you can see lots of cover over this side. This side's not too bad. Both teams have got big walls and things like that right close into the train carriages, so it gets a bit sporty in there. when you're fighting through that area. But then we started to get down here, and it spreads out a lot. So there's still quite a few holes here. But across here, you can see there's quite a bit of terrain. And now I can't remember if it was always like that, but the points I'm talking about are things like this carriage here that's on the ground mostly covers that fire lane that's there. So instead of it being 400 or 500 meter long fire lane, it's only 100 meters, maybe, give or take. Same with another carriage down there, you know, carriages across the middle there. Lots of terrain here for people to hide in. And then we start getting into where the actual point is. There's a big bunker complex there on the left, or trench complex there on the left. The middle is open. But this right-hand side here, they don't get the trench complex. However, they've got quite a bit of cover to get in from on this side. So we're going to probably be in here a fair bit. Lots of doorways too. So it makes it almost feel a bit city-ish now in relation to the cover that is there. Right, so that's all of that stuff. Anyway, because they've all sort of started down that way, we're going to go back to the north. And we're going to have a quick look at the map and see who's doing what as they start to push into the point. Let's get a bit of a look at it now. So back over to the bottom side first of all. We've got, let's see, truck full of shenanigans there. 2 tanks going north and the supply truck north as well. Half a truck full of shenanigans there. Full, almost full there. A couple of guys there. So quite a bit pushing straight to the point there. A couple of dudes down the bottom here on a tank. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4 tanks straight off the bat. Across to these guys, they've got a fair bit of infantry down the south pushing in. A couple in the middle. Truck full of shenanigans there, a couple of tanks north, another truck full of shenanigans. So their push is going to be to the north side here, whereas these guys are kind of going more centrally. We're going to just get some eyes on this now. It's going to get a bit frisky pretty early, I reckon, and I don't want to miss any of that action because rounds will start going down range. You can see just up on there on the hill, the tank's starting to move in now. So that's the first eyesight will come up in a sec. What have we got over here? There's the rounds coming in now. So let's get back up and see if we can just have a look at it from up this perspective. It's very hard to get the whole panoramic as they move in onto the point from both sides in this because it's quite wide. Vehicle there. There's a tank shooting at something. There's a Panzer IV here below us. Cap going towards bottom straight away. So they've got that weight into the sector and the middle zone, whereas the Ocelots are just starting to push in up the north a bit more there, but they've got a little bit of competition up there. There's that push I was talking about on the left there. 2 tanks pushing straight into the point though. The infantry gets slaughtered there in front of us. That's a 3 tank and probably another 3 tank, I'm guessing. But that's a pair of Lukes, is it? Yes, it is. So 2 lazy Lukes just pumping on in there to try and hold that point early, I'm guessing. There's a flare going up rather. Let's look at the rocket for a second. So first kills are definitely going to bot. There's a round into the side of that tank. But he's now, yeah, look, his mate's now shredding him. Lots of good Luke support there for each other. They're not going to be able to cap the point though. They're too far out of it. But they certainly do have, there's that tank on the left, the Panzer IV shooting in, trying to get something probably over the back. I'm guessing those 2 Lukes are going to dominate a bit. Widow there, a supply guy, is not going to be able to do much as he comes through. But he's at least going to be able to mark where they are. Good Luke support here. They can't really push anywhere from their bottom, but they are still capping with sector weight. They've won that north attack too, which is quite interesting. So here's a tank coming in through here, just bumped over the fence. Another light. He's just got stuck there for a moment, I'm guessing, but he's going to push into the point and try and see if he can pick up the 2 Lukes, I guess. Not real sure. There's a couple of rockets coming off the hill. What's that going at? Tanks around the back. So this is going to be first cap to bottom. So well done to them for that pickup. Machine gun coming across here. What is that? That is... yeah, it's a machine gunner up on the hill. I did watch them today. Oh, the commander just dying there down the bottom. I did watch them today where they had a bit of machine gun practice, positioning practice up along that ridge line there. So tank there at the bottom, shelling the crap out of everything and probably killing the infantry guy. And there's first cap to bottom, but now they're going to struggle to hold it a bit because the weight is shifting across with those Lukes in towards the point. So a tough point straight up, as we said. Let's whip up to the top here. Have a look what happened up here. So brick rolled, make your own jokes there, but he's picked up. Oh, there's a tank going in. I'm going to watch that. I can't remember how to follow something. There's another. I can't remember which one's the light and which one's the scout tank. I think this is the scout tank from memory. So he's here, and he'll probably be a solo. Yeah, he's a solo. Oh, getting absolutely smashed by the Lukes there, but he has got a good main gun. He's trying to pick up anything he can in the middle there. He's taking a hit to the face. The other Luke's trying to get angle on him. Widow trying to push in to protect that tank from infantry. There's the Luke's hitting it again. It's getting a few punches to the face, but it's not going to get dead anytime soon with the Luke shooting the the Luke's shooting the train carriage. They're all hammering the train carriage here too hard, and they're not actually seeing that their rounds aren't going through. So there's the infantry there trying to push in on the point, just got smashed. The Luke's now starting to push forward. The other Luke's just backed off a little bit. I'm thinking, no, he didn't move at all. This is a really fascinating little play here with the Luke's holding, and then you see the points being contested there, just constantly contested. Very hard for BOTN to consolidate. The tank up the top, I think, just went. Was that the tank or a truck? Might have been a truck. No, it's an AT gun. Oh wow, okay. So that's a trouble for the Oceanic Ocelots there. The Panzer IV, this was one of the positions that I mentioned they were practicing today. Really, really good spot there, because I'll go down and have a look in a minute, and you'll see how hard it is to see that tank. Watch this. So we know where it is. And you can see the smoke from it. You can see I've lit it up there. But from down here, very, very difficult to see. And so if you're a tanker, you're really going to struggle. Whatever that was there got absolutely nailed by that tank. It's another tank. Oh, nice. That's a great kill from that Panzer IV, because that tank there was pushing into the point, and that's their medium from the Russians. So I've got the wrong icons, actually, because we're on... see, I'm set up for tomorrow. It's not meant to be the Allies at all there. We are definitely going to fix that, folks. Just give me a second. Cannot have the icons incorrect. Soviet right-hand side is what we're talking about here. Let's get rid of the Allies right-hand side. Put the Soviet on right there. Where is it? Soviet right-hand side. Come on, get down there. And it's just covering up the damn... You know what? I'm just going to move them both. It's not going to work at all for tomorrow either, is it? It's going to cover up the information we want. Right. So there you go. Well, quick dirty fix in there. We've got the header bar fixed up. We'll get back onto that main screen and we'll talk about what's going on the main map here. And you can see, looking there, up the middle there, all of the BOTN and all of the Ocelots in a nice big line. I think this push up here is going to be a problem for the Ocelots. They've got warning on that garrison, and this guy there, Luke's just died there on the screen. Not sure what killed that. Let's get a look at that. Oh, it'll be the Rocketeer that comes in. The push has started to come through nicely here, so the BOTN team have made a big breach there. I think the Ocelots just failed to get infantry down into this area quick enough, and now they're just pouring out of that zone. Even the tanks by themselves, even two Lukes, which are generally really good against infantry, there's no way they were going to be able to hold with all the different flanks and angles that you can get. So we're seeing here a problem for the Ocelots. T-Reaper, they're getting picked up around the back there by the BOTN players as they come in. Artillery trying to do something about it, but it's a little bit too late. And they have no defense here, the Ocelots. They've got to try and push some troops into that gap. But this is a great little salient. It's pushing through here. And BOTN doing wonderful things there to try and break through the enemy lines. Up the north here, this is the north side of the map. The it's another name I'm not reading out. The Thek, we'll call him Thek. No, the BOTN players again just outclassing the Oceanic Ocelots up on this northern flank, and they've really just taken control there. We've got Repurpose and Caravan trying to hold the very north against Kanashi and the Fate Evil Sloth. Sure, so just Sloth from now on. But they've also broken through here, and the OPs and everything that the Ocelots have here will now get dropped away, which will be bad for them. So real problems here for the Ocelots. They've been pushed right back into the buildings almost. Domination by the BOTN players onto the carriage depot, and Ocelots now with all the work to do to try and bring it back. We'll check down the south of the map here though. So a little bit of action going on over here. Ocelots have managed to make some ground here. Spectre and the crew, and not Jared, so it must be someone else, just making their way through over here. So that's good play. That's what they're going to need to do, and they're going to need to try and sweep carriage. And that might draw the attention away from the north then. But of course, a couple of good players here, Panda and Payne. And of course, the commander, I think, is starting to get a feel on the BOTN team that there's something going on down here. Where are we at with tanks and general play, though? Let's have a look now. So, heavy starting to come in, probably a Panther. I don't know anymore, actually, because lots of Tigers lately. So, must have been some nerfing happened. I haven't worked out yet. There is Nixter and someone else, John. And they're in the medium at the back here. I don't know whether that's a defensive play or just a waiting for something. Maybe waiting for another player to jump into that tank, so they've got their three. This group here just holding that south flank, and you can see there the Ocelots are just getting carved up a bit by artillery and tank fire, and a bit of pressure here on the south is sort of difficult to get through. There's that light tank that I was talking about before. is sitting in the point, doing its thing. So it must have survived, whereas their medium died, but they've already got another 2 mediums up front. So yeah, no loss, to them there. Looks like the Ocelots have plugged this area here, but they have not plugged that, and I'm going to get back over there because this is a problem for them. Absolutely a problem, and the frame rate is dropping again, and I still don't understand why that is. I'm going to have a bit of a look at that after this match before we do the settings tomorrow. I've done all the things that I was told to do to get the settings up, and it's been running perfectly fine for the last week. I've been playing quite a bit of this in the last week, but yeah, here we are, not working properly. So, all right, what else have we got going on here? Maybe there's just too many things on my internet. Maybe that's what it is. The children are here this weekend. Who knows? Let's turn the Wi-Fi off or whatever. Just grinding the system down a bit. But the Ocelots here with a bit of trouble coming up to this way. They've got quite a bit going on there. Give me 2 seconds while we just watch this play out. All right, so my son in the background there, everyone say hello to him. You've all met him already, even though you didn't realise it. My logo for my stream is actually his face. So, here we go. He's a bit older than that now. All right, so they've got this defensive line going on here. They've got that push is sort of slowing down here. They've started to break it down a bit there, so that's good. But there's still quite a few of the bottom players starting to push through. Alright, so I'm just going to keep an eye on that for now, see what happens, where they go with it. Alright, what else have we got going on? A quick look at the map again. Look at the north. Oh my goodness me. Okay, yeah, so Ocelot's in real trouble here. They're just getting ground back. Oh, that's frame rate, man. Well, yeah, let's turn the dead body to spawn rate off. Let's turn some other shit down here and see, and it's just general bad right now. Texture, bring that down, apply all my settings, and go back to this, and go back to this. Alright, let's just see if that settles it down. I might have to do the redeploy again. So, we've got this push up the top here from the Ocelots, sorry, from the bottom players. The Ocelots are trying desperately to hold that off. It's not working for them at the moment. Yeah, might just do this. There we go. See, I'm just going to do a quick redeploy. I'm going to see if that changes it, because that has worked in the past. And I don't know what causes this. I've heard other people struggle with it. I've done the DirectX 12 stuff in Steam, and I've asked it to use all cores, and I've done all the fancy stuff. And it's just... And I've got different internet now, so it's not that. Better internet, by the way. Better internet. So this is just silly. Just shenanigans. Here we go. We'll do that deploy. Now we'll get that going. And bam, 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 bam. And bam. Alright, so we're back to 20 frames. Okay. It's still not enough. It still should be way better than that, so I might do some testing. And nothing in testing shows up. You know, I go into maps and I do stuff and it all works fine, and then it does this chunky shit. And I should not be dropping to 18 frames. But... or 9 frames or 5 frames as I was before. But having said that, I know they've masked this game over the last couple of years, and they've really ruined a bunch of stuff with whatever they've done. There's a lot of bad code in the background, unfortunately. I was talking to one of the guys about it and trying to understand the why behind stuff. So they've got a bit of work to do to fix this game, and I'm not sure they're going to do it. So we'll kind of get what we got, right? All right, there's a tank shooting in. Ocelots have completely lost this area now. That's not good for them. Yeah, that's not good at all. They are in all sorts of trouble, the Ocelots. However, remember, they've got this area down here is their defensive. Right? So they've got that quite well held off to the east. It's just the north where they're fading. And they are fading. It's just this gradual pushback from bottom. And just for awareness, we've only been playing for 17 minutes. Just shy of. So watching what's going on there, you can see the bottom team are just grinding their way across, and they're just killing enough of the Ocelots that they're winning the trade war with the Ocelots. So, you know, one person dies on one team, and then someone kills that the other person that killed that person, and then that person gets killed by another person, and so on. They're winning that trade. They're winning that trade well, because they have made quite a bit of ground in the 17 minutes that they've been playing this game. And yeah, real trouble here for the Ocelots. They're going to have to do something about their defense. It's just not holding up in this particular match against this particular team. They do have their seeding match tomorrow, and BOTN is, and now I'm back to 50 frames, by the way. Just like that, bam. So, whatever. What the hell ever. It's not RAM, it's not a computer, I don't know what it is. I hate this game. Okay, so we've got this lovely play going on, as I said, up north, where Ocelots are getting nailed. We've got this push here. They've got to do something about this. And the frontal is not working. So they're trying to just hold this off by putting people in front of it. And it's not working. Here's a tiger coming in, by the way. So, you know, they've got the flares going up. They can see, they'll see the 10 players that are there from the BOTN players. But they're just getting pasted by these guys through this area here. And it's front on front, and the Ocelots aren't up to the task at the moment. No idea why, by the way, because they're all good players on both teams. But so Centurion there, excellent player. So he's holding, literally doing a bit of a one-man show there as his tank support comes in. I'd expect that from Centurion, though I've seen him play before. He's quite a phenomenal player. Here we go, though, with this Tiger now. It's got a little bit of support, not a lot, but a little bit of support in relation to trying to clean up this infantry coming in. Booty Smasher there will try and get in with a satchel, I guess. But that tank, if that tank gets satchelled, no one's listened to me in the last couple of streams. And thanks, Legit Gamer just advised me that I was muted. So yes, I am tracking that. It'll fix itself in a sec. Day one stuff, that, isn't it, mate? 30 minutes ago, of course. There's the Tiger now getting smashed by Rocketeers out there on that flank. So, and he's now getting hammered in the back as well. No infantry support for that Tiger, so they've been able to push through that area where I said they were just absolutely wrecking the Ocelot players. And of course that Tiger now is just unsupported, getting hit by rockets. It's just complete chaos here at the moment. Complete and utter chaos here at the moment for the Ocelots. Having a look back down the bottom of the map here. They've already, okay, so they've kind of even started pushing south further down into this area here. While these guys, Jared and Spectre, have been trying to push out to the right here, the BOTN players have been able to come in through the sort of north of that push now and start to clean up as well. So I think they got over getting shot with the tank up on that hill there for their machine gunner. It's, you know, you've got to have a few different spots, obviously. But that tank was quick to kill him, so a bit sad for him. There's another tank coming in. What's that tank? Is that, I'm assuming that's a Russian tank. Yes, it is. That's a 34 just flying around there. It was a 34. So well done to the Tiger. He's been given that info. That 34's tried the push to see if he could get old mate in the back, but he hasn't. However, look at the infantry now. Right in there. Centurion hasn't given up any ground, so we'll use him as a bit of a benchmark in that area there. But off to the left of the screen there, you can see they're just grinding their way through. Look how far up they are now. Have a look. They're right into the first square. They'll go into the second. They'll probably get a garrison in up and around this way and just start a gradual grind down there. They've pushed all this area here all the way across off of Carriage Depot. This has to be where the Ocelots make their ground and get around behind them. But the trouble is they can't hold here. So they don't have enough humans down here to push there because this here is failing. And it's failing hard. And I'm not sure what to tell you there, folks. I'm not going to try and second guess this at the moment. I'm just going to see what the Ocelots do. It's only 21 minutes into the match, so it's not terrible. But yeah, they are in a world of hurt, the Ocelots here. And it may just be that BOTN is a very, very good team, and the Ocelots are still trying to form, and that's okay. That's why this is a practice match. Or it may be that they're just getting solidly outplayed here in tactics or strategy or something. Who knows? Who knows? I'm not going to over-speculate that at the moment. I'm just going to watch what happens and see how the Ocelots respond to this. Because this push here, now they've taken that middle ground there, which I believe has more cover in it now than it's ever had before. Now that this is got extra stuff there to protect it, it's actually easier to push through. It's slightly harder to defend. Sure Shot doing well up on the top here. That's actually a nice little spot. I like that. I have not seen it. Look at that. That's a good one. A little bit of a side lean as well. That is just solid top shelf campy. I love it. So he can put his eyes across all over there. Let's get down to eye level. Right, you see he's just flicking around. Then he does his little lean. All right, it's very hard to pick him off up there, and they're not going to get him from over that way because there's all those buildings. But if you are defending there, then you're in a bit of trouble. Everybody just died. I mean, literally everybody just died there. Let's get back over here and have a look. Centurion's still holding there, but he's by himself. Everybody else is dead. Is there a spawn? They've lost their spawn there as well. India's fallen back. They're trying to push up further north. They're getting carved up. 5 players up there. Crawley's made his way around the back there. That's okay with an engineer focus. There's the Tiger though, and that's what I was about to say. That's okay that they're moving up and around, but this Tiger is unsupported. And that is Panzer IV. That's unsupported as well. There's the infantry just died. Look at that. So the Panzer IV is just taking rocket after rocket, and he can't do anything about it because every time he tries to shoot it, so he's trying to shoot north actually. There's the... Oh, Kitsune has come in with the clutch play there to protect that Tiger, the Panzer IV rather. The Tiger is sitting in a spot where, oh wow, that Panzer IV is very lucky to be alive, folks. Kitsune here, good play, and they're just trying to hold this area now, but they are absolutely getting reamed here by the bottom players. I can see the commander now is probably just starting to do something up north here because you can see he's got a leg in the door, or foot in the door rather. It's alright, I'm older, I'm allowed to mangle sayings. It's just part of the course now, right? But no infantry can go... No infantry can go anywhere at the moment. They are shit out of luck, these guys. They are absolutely not going anywhere. And they're just getting rolled back on the Oceanic Ocelot side. Down this way, let's see whether we got anywhere with the Oceanic Ocelots. We did. There was a guy down there before. Pell is cleaning up a little bit down here. This is onesies down here. Let's get in and have a look. Oh, Mr. Krav just guns down Pell. And Pell is no slouch, ladies and gents. Pell is no slouch. And I welcome, by the way, a Legit Gamer to the stream as a first-time chatter. Thanks, mate. Thanks for coming along. And Mint, good to see you, mate. If you want all things Halo, you can either see Mint Blintz or it's Miss Kate. Both of them people I know well-ish. And yeah, there's your Halo stuff. And no, I know they kind of got into the HLL shenanigans the other week because I had it's Miss Kate, who's my daughter, by the way, joined me for a HLL match on a Chinese server actually, and it was freaking hilarious. We had no idea what was going on at any stage, but we loved it. All right. Okay, so we've got the shenanigans going on down here. Repurpose is pushing in through there. They are starting to get a little bit of ground here, but there's just... It's going to be a numbers game again. You'd expect BOTN to respond here as they start to lose some people, which will take some of the wind out of their sails up north. They won't be able to defend or push up there as easily, but they don't have to defend. So the push might slow down a bit with these guys coming in here. This is not bad here. Yeah, they're actually starting to clean up. This is a nice little push through here. But what they've got to do, listen, here's the work they've got to do. So we're talking just here. They've got to go all the way up here. They've got to clean out this, and realistically probably this to get in. All while, hopefully, this stuff here just stays in a static line and doesn't go anywhere else. That's a big ask. That's a big ask. And let's go back up and have a look at what this looks like up here now. We're getting some real gritty street fights and building fights going on. I just want to get in and have a look at it. And you can see the trades. Trades are happening. So Bears is trying to trade. Psycho. Oh, nice kills there. Someone just picked up 2. That's great shooting. Probably those guys there where Bears is trying to kill them. Grenade just went into that building. That was a really good grenade, actually. A couple of very good grenades. Data would be throwing some stuff in there. Or data, as we say in the English community. The grenades that were going in there, they were nice little grenades. He's still throwing them, but they're not actually getting anyone. A couple more spawns in there, and I can see now that the Ocelots have started to realise this is a problem up here, and they've just started to block it off. Alright, so they've just started to block this off and see what they can do about it. I am assuming that it is not just a defense over the 1 point. I am assuming, I didn't actually ask Apples, but I am assuming that it was fight for the whole map, which is what the seasonal's about, not just a 1 point. Having a look now, let's have a look at some of the detail here. So we'll just walk through what we've got and what we understand of it. So there's the Gary and a spawn point here, and this is just a defensive point. They're not looking to really attack there yet, and you would expect that this would be a hard attack coming uphill here into Komsomol anyway. But given that it's only one squad down here and then one squad a little bit further north, these guys are just kind of holding the line a bit. If they can make some ground, yeah, they'll obviously try and do that. But they're just trying to hold the line here at the moment, so, and that's fine. There's a tank pushing in now, and if that tank starts to get some support, I mean, oh, maybe the commander is starting to move something down here. Okay, but the Ocelots, oh, and it's probably because the Ocelots started to attack down here, because look at all the numbers. Let's go and have a look at that, actually, because that's quite busy, isn't it? Where are we going? It's way down here. Let's go. Across the map, off we go. Shooting over here, and this is the attack I'm talking about down here. So there's a recon tank down here for the Ocelots. There's a supply truck coming in. Pell's seeing the... Oh, yeah, gunned him down nicely. Oh, that was Meatball. That's a really good set of shooting from the engineer down the south there. The truck... Oh, Apples has missed. Everybody, if she ever criticises you about her rockets, or your rockets there, you've got footage, you can clip the shit out of that. So she will only get the one onto that vehicle and therefore won't be able to actually blow it up. Oh, there you go. Oh, no, she did have two. Oh, she must have rearm there. All right, we'll forgive her. She has killed that now. So a bit of a push coming in through here from both teams. So Ocelots are just trying to get some work. Oh, okay. They think that they're there still, but they haven't moved on, which has created a gap. Where's that tank? And so he's just shooting whatever. He might be shooting at a... Oh, they're going to get shot in the back here. They've left that flank open. There's Blue spawning in. See who wins that trade. Blue's won that trade. Pfizer here doing a thing. Harder to be the Germans with single shot if you're not good at single shot, by the way, which is me. I am an MP40 guy. I'm very, very good with the MP40 and complete rubbish with the single shot. So if you're expecting me to hit anyone when I'm carrying a rocket on my shoulder, then it's a slow, deliberate shooting system. The benefit, of course, for the Americans, or Soviets, I guess, but for the Americans, particularly the Allies, is that their rifle is, it's got a clip of what, 6 rounds? 5, 6, 7, can't remember. Been a while. On Queeftador, I like it. Doing repurpose things, which is a lot of leopard crawling. Repurpose spends an inordinate amount of time infiltrating the enemy lines and annoying the piss out of them, and doing what she just did then was shoot the humans. So this might be a good little push here. They are trying to get through to that Gary, I'm guessing, but they wouldn't know it's there. They're just trying to get through to whatever's here. This here is pressure on Komsomol now from the south, because they've also lost that hill. We're going to get back up there and have a look at that. They're just, it's not holding here, and it's just gradually getting ground further and further and further back. Artillery now trying to pick them off. They're into those buildings where we saw Data lobbing grenades before. Well, now they're in here. So they've managed to push the troops out of that building. So as a squad lead, this is the kind of thing where you need to be communicating to your team and to your commander to say, look, we're not holding here. We don't know why, but we are not holding. But then as a squaddie, it's also... What I tend to find happens is that it's just a lot of people running around, right? People just kind of do a thing. They just run around. I would be telling the team, the squad I was in, okay, I need someone to hold the here now, and then 2 of you push up through this area, then flank around that way while the rest of us hold over here. Or, you know, very distinct. Oh, Fluky missed badly. Very distinct direction. However, that might already be happening, and they may just being outplayed. Curls there is going to have to try and defend for this repair point. The repair point's about to get hit by a rocket. Never miss an opportunity to kill a bit of equipment. So Curls now knows he's in trouble there. He's got lots of humans coming in. Yeah, this is just broken right open here. They've buffed the giant hole again. It's the same group too, I think. The BOTN players have just pushed through here and broken the line again of the Ocelots. And it may be something that the commander of the Ocelots needs to kind of work out what they're going to do. We might turn that ad break off, eh? You guys don't need a... We'll snooze that one. You don't need an ad break. I completely forgot to turn my ads off, so I generally don't tend to run ads for my streams, particularly competition streams. So you can enjoy the uninterrupted match. However, for this one, I'll probably let the ads play. It's only a friendly, right? Yeah, so, alright, so Centurion finally knocked off of his perch, which was over there, remember? That's where Centurion was, and he's been dropped all the way back to here. Now he's just been nailed again, or he's redeployed, one of the two. So, again, Ocelots just fully getting pushed back on every axis almost, except for that south one. Back across here, Tiger tank, so they clearly lost that other Tiger, or it went away and gone up. Been repaired, I'm not really sure. We can't follow every bit of action all the time. I try and get in and pick up as much as possible. So the Tiger here is now trying to hold. Where are we trying to hold with the Tiger? Way back here. Way back here. So look how much ground. All of that ground now is pretty much gone to bottom. And in here as well. So we're going to get back over the south and have a look. That north bush is interesting, but it's a slow grind. They've lost this middle area here. So these guys now pretty much have got free reign in here. Yep, so that's all. That's where Fluky just died before. They've lost all of that there. This here, there's Fluky now pushed back to there. But we have got this going on over here. So not Jared. Not Jared is... here's Miss Kate. She just joined. She's here and ready to become a pro. Sure. So here's not Jared trying to get in and find... Well, look, he's about to run into a commander. And he's got him. He's now the commander. So the commander now knows there's bad people in his... Oh, and he's been picked up there by the commander's milkman. So he made it all the way in there and there's no real gain. Because they're just able to respawn anyway, right? AKM4 is now pushing across. That's a recon lead. So that makes sense. Expecting AKM4 to get across here and do things. Here he goes. He's going for the single shot from the milkman. He's nailed the milkman. Do your own jokes there as well. So AKM4 has nailed the milkman. And now he's going to try and sweep around. They've got to find the garrisons to start plucking them out, right? Get rid of those garrisons around the back of the point here. And it gives you a chance to attack. And there's a cap actually happening. There's a little tiny bit of sector weight coming from the milkman. AKM4. It's not going to be enough. It's an irrelevant thing that's occurring, but it's just hilarious. Because it might actually just poke a few people in the eye to go, shit, we better come back. There's a light tank pushing in now. That is their light tank. It's got the little dot in the middle. And they've also got a heavy tank coming in at the back there, which will be the KB. No, it's an IS, sorry. So that's the light tank. I can't remember what type it is, but look at the driving on this guy. He's lost his mind. He's done a thing. That's just picked up the milk. Oh, he's nailed the milkman twice in 1 week. So the IS there knows something's going on. That's a really good fire spot, actually. There's only a 2-man, that IS too, but look at this. Look at this. See what they can do. See what they can see. Just from there, that's just a bit of ridgeline stuff. They can also probably get where John is up there, along that ridgeline from here. If not, they probably just back off a little bit until they could. That's not bad. Okay, AKM4's got to find this garrison. I think he did. No, there it is up there. So he's now about to get shot. Nope, he's just marked that tank, I reckon. And now he's pulling away there. All right, let's go have a look what happened over here. This was this push I was talking about with repurpose and all that. That was sort of in the middle there. This is a southern defensive point here. And these guys are just... Yeah, look Murray there with the machine gun absolutely ripping. There's a tank in there as well. So that's the T-34. So that's tough because they got to try and get the engineer up here. But that tank has artillery support, infantry supporting it, which was a problem for the Ocelots because they didn't have support on their tanks. And it shows, guys. It really does show. If you've got infantry around your tank, you are less likely to have the problems of satchels and rockets. And it also allows you to just dominate the sector as the tank without having to stress too much. You still got to pivot your head and look around and all that sort of stuff, but know where your team is. But they can just sit here now while their infantry gradually grinds forward with tank support. And the tank is not in the front of the line, it's behind the line. Where guy, Blue is doing some good stuff up here. He's probably about to get picked up by the tank moving across. You can see it just there, whipping across. And don't know what happened with the frame rate before, by the way. Isn't that hilarious? You know. So let's have another look at where we're at. Having a look at the big map stuff. So what have we got? We've got that northern flank is now in just absolute chaos because there's dudes behind other dudes behind other dudes behind other dudes. AKM there is still trying to find garrisons, and that's, you know what, that's his job as a recon lead, partially. This middle area here seems to have just stagnated for a moment. This here is still chaos. That Tiger, I want to get up and have a look at what happened with that in a sec. We've got that other tank, there it is there. So Pfizer's about to pick up old mate in the middle of the paddock. Is he? Why is Pfizer can't see him? Oh, there, it's not rendered in. Here he goes. Watch this. Yep, there you go. Nice kill from Pfizer. Blind Panda trying to push in. Now the tank's probably going to support. There we go. Okay, let's go and have a look up here. Let's see what we shall see. Tiger is over here somewhere. You can hear it. There it is. No, wait. What's that behind? Oh, yeah, there's another Tiger coming in. No, it's Ben's 4. Sorry, Ben's 4. So is that that's a 3? So these tanks, this has got to be where it's at. These tanks have got to push. These tanks have got to be the carry here to try and break this bottom line, because the infantry isn't able to do it by itself. But the tanks aren't either. Alright? So, there you go. Stuff's going on overhead. Welcome to everyone into the chat. I can see there's a whole bunch of you. Thanks for joining me. This is, for those that have only just joined, this is a practice match for the seasonal, which starts next weekend. I am streaming tomorrow at around the same time a seeding match where the Ocelots will play against Vanguardia to determine where they sit in relation to the rest of the teams and how their matches will play out for the seasonal. So I got the absolute pleasure of being nominated to stream that one, and so it's a pre-seasonal match, but it's a seeding match. So today's match is about practice. So, you know, even a loss here for either team is good practice, and to be honest, it's probably not bad if you lose, because then you've got some very clear things that demonstrate to you what you've done wrong or where you've gone awry and how to rectify them. I think teams that leave their tanks solo, or their tanks that run forward too far without infantry support, generally don't do as well, unless they're a fast tank. Okay, in which case, fucking have at it, go if you like. But on the bigger tanks, they've got to go with infantry support. It's what they did in the war, and it was done that way for a reason, and it shows in Hell Let Loose, I think. Oh, good kill over there to the left. Someone just nailed a whole bunch of people in that building. Machine guns are reasonably good in the comp at the moment, because you can set up a couple of good gun lines and just do big fire lanes. However, they don't live against tanks, so that is something to note, that if you know that you don't have tank support and you're trying to be a machine gunner, then you're probably going to struggle the moment the tanks know where you are, which is as soon as you open your rounds off. Here's Centurion here, doing what Centurion does, which is just piss everybody off on the other team by killing them all the time. So that's good for him. What else have we got going on here? They did lose so much of this territory early, didn't they? Just this whole sector here, which I feel that this is quite defensible, this area. I really do. So Ocelots there have got to work on their defense. I think BOTN have a reasonably good attack. Having said that, though, BOTN really just rely on an infantry wave push, which is World War I-ish style. And maybe Ocelots weren't up to the task today. Maybe they made some mistakes or whatever. BOTN might want to try and work out how they're going to do coordinated or combined arms. And there it is, folks. After 2 years, I've said the words combined arms again. This game absolutely rewards commanders who use combined arms tactics, which is artillery and infantry, artillery, tanks and infantry, tanks and infantry. You know, support fire support bases like machine gunners and stuff there, whilst an infantry push happens and things like that. This game really rewards people who play the team, not the individual. That is absolutely true. And to be fair, though, probably most, if not all, players on both of these sides would play the team before the individual. But that's for those that are just wondering about that sort of stuff. Here's their recon tank anyway. Swift Well, they're not too far, not too slow, are they? But he's just sitting here now. He's got dominance. There's, what? Old mate just got yeeted. He's gonna feel that. All right, so the recon tank is sitting here now. Kind of, I don't know. I think he's just in a defensive position. The push has failed from Ocelots. They've lost their momentum down here. There's no troops down there anymore. They've fallen right back onto the ridge line now, trying to defend. And they are in a lot of trouble, the Ocelots. They are not showing that they're going to be... Where the hell's the point? There it is. They're not showing that they're going to be able to take the initiative back. The ridge line here should have been a no-lose ridge line, but they have lost it. And so they're in a lot of trouble here. I don't know that Ocelots are going to be able to claw this match back. I think they're just going to have to hold on for the next... Well, it's almost the halfway point. So for the next 47 minutes, I think Ocelots are just going to have to hold on for as long as they can to try not to lose 4-1 or 5-0. Sanity, by the way, is the leader. I thought Sanity was, and then I saw Supreme in there, and I was like, okay, well, maybe they've changed it. So anyway, here we go. This hill now starting to fall for the Ocelots, and they need to do something. And there's a ping, actually, funnily enough, from Torren. Thanks, Torren, for letting me know that there's people there. I think Torren's just probably working his artillery out, because he is the artillery player at the moment. Back here, if you notice, so there's the artillery, and then I've got one over this side as well, which is Archilligan. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, artillery there. He's pinging to see where it comes in, so he can do his markers or get an idea of his range of bearing. Artillery is pretty good. Yeah. So there's a lovely little chat from 30 minutes ago going on here, by the way, between Mint and my daughter and one of the others. Look, I have nothing to contribute to this. I'll leave you to determine who is the winner of this. Let's let it go. All right, so here they go, trying to defend, not doing it as well as they would like. Rockets shooting over the back there, not sure where that's going. Artillery landing there, that's good artillery. It's holding off the push and some good rounds coming in. They're clawed back. Arthur's up on the roof there. You can actually get up on those. It's a little bit tricky sometimes, but well done him. And there is a push coming back here. They made some ground. They're back in that building. They're not going to be able to hold it. There's far too many people surrounding them. I mean, I won't say never or not. I'll say it will be difficult, and it will be a very clutch moment if they can pull this off and get this area out and clear of the infantry. There's 4 of them. Okay, that's a bit different now. Yes, he does see chat in real time. He really does. Anyway, it's all right. Mint's you know, he's still a learning streamer, folks. Let's call it that. Anyway, let's see what he says about that. Okay, so there's a good little fight going on here. I think the Ocelots are going to get swamped though. Oh, I'll tell you what, there's one left. Ken Croy, no, Terry plays the clutch player. The OP's gone. So there you go. They've cleaned out that little attack that was happening there. Shenanigans in chat. All right, this northern push here. What do we got? It's just slowed down. It's spread out a bit now. A little bit out here. What do we got there? Yeah, so they're just sort of sector weight is starting to occur there. Here's the push in the front door, though. BOTN are just grinding the Ocelots down. They are just grinding. So this is a no-lose point. If the Ocelots lose this point, then that's the go. Because unlike pub matches, both teams have got a lot of skilled players. And Scruffy, I absolutely thank you for the raid 30 minutes ago. So what I want to say here is, and I'll do a little shout out to Scruffy first of all. What I want to say here is that the teams are so good that you can't really get away with some of the stuff that you see in pub matches, which is things like where we have, you know, multiple drops where they get confused around when you drop an airhead and a supply thing, and all that sort of stuff. So they have more people that see that sort of stuff, and they can actually affect it much better. So if you're down 1-4, you've lost the 2 middle points there, and you're on your last point. It's really hard in a comp match to claw back because you don't have as many tricky options that you can sort of pull the wool over the eyes of the pub matches. The enemy team is a solid, strong, coordinated team. They're going to understand what you're trying to do. They know when things are going to happen, and when your next airhead is, and what a bombing run and airhead combo looks like, and they know how to counter, and they know how to respond, and they know how to redeploy. If the commander says, I want your squads to redeploy here, they immediately redeploy. They don't just, I'll wait till the next death or whatever. Generally. And that's, whereas in the pub matches, you can wait up to a minute and a half before people start redeploying, or they don't even at all. And then not only are they attacking a different point, they lose the defensive point, and you start to lose the next point as well, and they're still freaking 2 points away, thinking that they're still attacking. So what I tend to say is that when you're down, if this Komsomol starts to fall, then I think that's going to be GG's for Ocelot's perspective, and they'll go down 1-4 or 5-0, or 0-5. So they have to hold that. So that's a no-fail point as far as I'm concerned. It's a no-fail point. And the other thing is, once you're on the last headquarters sort of thing, like city overlook here, the moment enemy get into this zone down here in A8, you've lost all of that spawn. All right, so you've got no way of getting troops really quick to city overlook. Same thing for L-shaped house up here. So you'd have to spawn your people from here. And while that's close, if you lose this southern part of the map, this strip along here, this is the game breaker for the Ocelots. If they lose this southern part, the bottom of the map, it's all over. It is absolutely all over. Same sort of here, but not so much here for the bottom place. Now look at what's going on up here. Well, I thought I'd just pop the map again and have a look, see the recon going over. There's all of this infantry in the middle here, tanks all over. It's just a mess. It is a mess. There are just people everywhere. And I'm watching a bit of tank play again. What's going on here? What is this? We'll have a look at it from that perspective. Okay, so there is a tank here. That's a 34. And there's a stupid thing where in War Thunder you drive the T-34 backwards towards the enemy because the rear armor and all of that sort of stuff, and the engine and that, and you don't die if you get shot in the back of the tank. It's so stupid. Anyway, I'm pretty sure if you put a round through the engine block of a friggin' T-34 in World War II, it wasn't staying around for very long. But you do you, War Thunder. Bitter vet is bitter. All right. So there's a bit of a play here. That Tiger is a threat to the T-34. The T-34 cannot 1v1 a Tiger from the front and expect to win that. Now, I'm not saying it can't. I'm saying you shouldn't expect to. And was that a satchel, folks? I'm going to say that was a satchel. Papa Bear Baker has satcheled that tank, or rocketed it possibly, which is quite possible. Reverse has got the revenge, but they're down a Panzer IV. It wasn't a Tiger, but it was Panzer IV. I thought it was that one that he satcheled. So it could have been a rocket then, because you can't. I don't think you can take out a Tiger with 2 rockets. Oh, and there you go. The 34 now, regretting life choices. He's popped forward, but he's going to get nailed by this Tiger if the Tiger's quick enough. Tomato jumps out bravely. Here's the Tiger. Bam! There it is. Lovely kill on the T-34. He clearly didn't think there were 2 tanks up there. No one has reported that information that there were 2 tanks there. So when he's seen and heard that the Panzer IV was dead, he's thought, oh, the way is open and off I go. So for tankers, beware. There's always some other bastard that's going to shoot you when you're coming forward. You've got to go and make sure that tanks marks are updated. So that's on the infantry. The squad leaders in particular there from BOTN did not communicate that. Tiger or the tank crew just didn't even notice. One of the two. All right. Up here we got stuff going on still. It's still a push up the north. It's still being held, but only just. The Tiger now is just buggered off from that area. I think he's going... Yeah, okay. So there's a push over here now that is unstoppable without some tank support by the look of that. That's what I reckon is happening. So we've got a little bit of stuff going on here. I better do the kind thing here and do this, by the way. And I will raid somebody at the end of this, by the way, whoever it is. There we go, Miss Kate. And Miss Kate's my daughter, so please support her. If you're into your Halo stuff, she's playing a bit of other random games, or she's playing some other random games from time to time. But Halo is her mainstay, and it's good fun to watch, actually. Good shenanigans, Halo. I do love the game. Probably getting a bit rusty on my skill level there now. Truck, was that truck just died? Yeah, just a truck. So, probably a wasted kill, to be blunt. I don't bother shooting transport trucks. I really don't, because, you know, there's so many other better targets. Panda here trying to do that map flank, and this is the bottom of the map thing I was talking about. So, yeah, I think he just rearmed, by the way. As in picked up an ammo box, some ammo. So, Space Alien with the rocket. Blind Panda there now knows Space Alien's there. See what Blind Panda does there. He's watching that closely. Oh, there's some shooties going on there. Blind Panda now shooting at Ranga. Oh, yep, and he's got nailed by Blue, I think, from way back there. And there's the Tiger there. You can see just over the back there, right there. So good stuff there. And then we'll just do the other thing while we're watching our way across this map. So they have held here. Ocelots, that Tiger probably came in and stopped that attack. Fate over the back there, interested in that. Yeah, look at this. Look at that. Here we go. So they will know that this is happening. Where are these guys going? See how they're heading that direction? They know he's here, and they will watch this supply come down now. I just saw him dropping that. So we will watch what occurs there in a sec, and see if this guy gets a garrison up for the BOTN team. Right? Here's the plane. Now, there they go. You watch where it is. Where is it? Over there. So he's a fair way away. They're looking for probably not an airhead. Maybe they think there's an airhead around. But it's not an airhead. It is absolutely a garrison supply drop that's coming in. Oh, so Mint was playing Hell Let Loose earlier then. Nice. Love it. Cool. We'll get him back into that. Probably not this weekend. I've got too much other stuff on, and I've got the kids here, so I'm going to just be doing stuff with the kids. But next weekend, absolutely. Although Vietnam's supposed to be out this weekend as a trial, or a, give it a go. I've got to see if that's actually around. So someone could tell me in chat, has it actually come live yet to be played? Where's those supplies? Did they come down? Sure they did. Surely they did. Yeah, there they are. There they are. Right there. You can see this guy's locked the garrison and is now taking it down. So, yep, it's a long take as well. All right, so he's actually leaving it. Oh no, that's his garrison. What a moron. What am I thinking? Okay, so they got the garrison down. That's bad news. The Ocelots are now got enemy in their back line, and that enemy immediately starburst. See it? They all went in 4 different directions. Sure Shot's going to sort of come in and try and see what he can do. What a great play here from the BOTN team. They've managed to get around the back line, and that's the stuff. This is going to crack open the Ocelots. You can see they're not even really responding to it. They've got a squad coming in now. All right. So Lemon. Oh, this is a pretty good squad actually. So they might be able to clean this up. So I reckon Lemon's probably seen that garrison if he's watching. Sure Shot maybe. I'm not really sure. No pun intended. Fate, Evil Sloth coming around the back here. Got to watch to see if they get that Gary. The recon over there on the left, Gangan, well, you expect them to be in your back lines anyway. But when there's a garrison placed, there's Icon. When there's a garrison placed, he's just, oh yeah, he was on the Ocelots garrison there. And so now they know where that is. Sure Shot squad will spawn in about 5 or 10 seconds, based on my math. But they're in trouble. They're in trouble, the Ocelots. They are absolutely in trouble. Right. I lost my stream as well. I watch it on another little thing here so I can commentate, write comments, that sort of stuff. So you're at the halfway point, basically on the stream from 30 minutes ago. Just watching what's going on there. Welcome to everybody who's joined me. Welcome to those new to the channel. So I am Noppers. I am returning to streaming HLL Competition. This is how I do my business. I am not here to make coin out of this. I just usually put all that coin back into the community. Anything that does get made, all I do is just support the actual game and the community itself. That's what I'm about. And I do it for a bit of fun. And I love watching some of the plays, like this little play here, which, remembering, that is the defensive point that cannot be lost by the Ocelots. And what's happening here, nice little kill there from Widow. What's happening here is that, see the side? Now the 3 Ocelot players were not even looking. They just ran straight over that ridge line and didn't even look left, whereas the bottom players were looking left and right, saw them come over the ridge and just cleaned up the entire squad as it ran over that ridge line. So I think Rafiki is now trying to pick him up as the sniper. Let's have a look which way Rafiki's looking. Whoop, too fast. No, Rafiki's looking backwards. Oh, that's the other rifle, isn't it? I like that one. That's a good rifle. Because you go, oh, he's getting grenaded. Okay, let's see what this plays out. Oh, he's just worn it. Oh. Bears is just like, and done. Okay, back over here. This pressure is really on now. Artillery's starting to fall. Widow pushing in. Fires are up on top of the building here. I watch some of these little plays. Oh, kills him. Absolutely nails him there. And look, they're just everywhere. And here's smoke coming in as well now. Okay, Ocelot's now in trouble. They're going to have to pull back a defensive group to come back and take hold Comsomol. We've got AKM4 right in there. But where's this push over the back? I think they got the garrison, did they? Still some dudes there. That's the recon squad. It was down here. Gary's gone. So that's where the BOTN garrison was. It's gone now. Well done to the Ocelots. They've cleaned that out, and they've cleaned out that rear problem. But by doing the clearance of the rear, they have just let a little bit into the front there now, and those guys are coming across the field. I would not be running across this field. It's too easy to defend this. Ooh. Unless the artillery's landing on you, in which case, good luck with that. 30 minutes to go, folks. Have a look back over here, see what we've got in the middle area. There's the Tiger down below us there, bottom right. He's just pushing forward. So it must be Tigers have now taken back the field. What's this? That's the Panzer IV, or a Panzer IV that died. Oh, he must have got satchel or something on the way in. And then watch this Tiger. Watch the Tiger. They know there's humans there, and he's shooting. That was probably an AP round that he had in there. That Satchelier in the building may consider putting a satchel down because it's got a fairly big range and it'll just screw up anything. No, he's not. There's a rocket there from... Oh, that's good artillery. That artillery helped the tank. Here's the Satchelier, but he's not going to get in there because he's got... The tank's got infantry support from AK. The tank is damaged though. It is a 3 tank. There's 2 more guys coming in. Great's going to get a rocket in on him. Again with the tank pushing forward. Oh, he's missed! Clean miss. Batter up. Swing batter. So he's going to try and get him again. But it's a frontal now, and yeah, the tank's now all over him. But the OP's probably still there. Is that OP still there? Yeah, there is an OP on that building, so they're going to keep coming in there. Q goes in now. Tiger's got to back off because he's got no infantry support, so maybe he's learning. Space Aliens pushed through. Oh, no, both of them just died. Sorry, I just called it. It's a streamer's curse, by the way. If you say someone's name, they die. That is how this game plays. So, you know, put your bids in for who you need to die, and I'll see what I can do. But it's 30 minutes, so it's not really going to affect the game, isn't it? And 30 minutes to go here. Cooked, Fate, or Fat rather. They're all pushing up north still. They have made their way through everything up north. It's almost pointless though. Like, it's putting a lot of pressure on north and drawing away the enemy from their attacks. But I think the way they've been going up there, they could probably afford to take 1 or 2 extra people out of there and put them somewhere else, right? You know, put them on another attack through the middle or something like that. Anyway, probably just have another quick look here what's going on. So there's a heavy, there's a bloody tank out there by itself. It's a Panzer IV. a brave, and that's a word, a brave Panzer IV now getting hit by whoever with an IS coming around behind it somewhere. Where's the IS? There's a rocket coming in. Never mind. Never mind. That's the end of that. There it is. There's the IS. I knew it was around somewhere. Right there. Just popped the round in. Killed the Panzer IV. Who, I guess, looking for Garys. I'd be doing that in the light tank. I'd break a light tank through down the bottom here. Right now. 27 to go. So here's your 30-minute mark. Right. What do you do as a commander? On the Ocelots, they have a battle plan. They've tried a few things. They've set up particular structures. They've set up particular ways of doing things. This is a practice match. So this is the time when you go, right, for 1 hour, our strategy has not worked. We've managed to hold on to the Komsomol point, but only just. And it's touch and go right now for the Komsomol point. So clearly, whatever they're doing is never going to take back Carriage Depot. With that in mind, you now pick a point which is like this point, like I do, and you go, right, I'm going to do something completely different. I am going to change up our battle plan right now to try and break this deadlock that we're losing. That is how I would look at it. If I was the bottom players and I went, where do I want to go with this? It'd be a decision point as to whether I want to just hold Carriage or I want Komsomol. And maybe that's what's going on up north, is they've gone, don't over push, just be forward into that attacking zone, this area here, and just hold it, please. That's probably what their instructions are. I don't want you to push any further forward than that. I want you to just keep pressure on up there. That would be a good tactic. And that's the difference between a pub match and a competition match, is that you can actually give those types of directions to your team, right? Through the middle here, this, if you wanted to attack and you were the bottom players, well, yeah, you can kind of get through here, but it's hard, and they've been grinding for a very long time coming through here, right? They are making ground still. Oh, old mate just copped a rocket in the face. They are making ground still, so this is good, but they have got that Tiger there. The Ocelots have got the Tiger there. You can see it just there moving across from right to left near Scooby. So that's a good bit of defense. I can see another Tiger or something over to the right there. As we move across here, the XL, just beyond XL. What do we got there? Let's have a look. Check him out. It's another Tiger. True bird. Okay, well, so they got 2 Tigers on the field, the Ocelots. They are defensive units, the Tigers. So ridgeline stuff. Because they don't have a lot of speed. They're quite hard to maneuver. So you use them in a position. Oh, that's a precision strike on the Tiger, and it is done. That is a gorgeous precision strike just dropped in there. The Tiger is kaput. Thanks for coming, mate. So they're down to 1 Tiger again now. And I think BOTN are going to try and... Oh, what was that? That was a satchel on an IS. Oh, shit. So... a nice trade there. A precision strike on the Tiger for the from the BOTN team. Kills that. And then as a counter, that IS was satcheled for sure. I don't think there's a way the other Tiger could have shot it. No, it's even moving southwards. Here's the problem though. Down the bottom of the map, like I said before, if you lose that map edge and your name is Ocelot, then you're in trouble. It's only the recon squad. But all they need to do is get a supply drop down here, which they do have. I think, oh, that's a 50. Yeah, look, they're locking that out now. Juliet squad is going to go, oh shit. All right, and there's a couple of the Chimera guys there that have just realised this. Oh, he's bunny hopped. Jumping works. Just for those Halo players. Jumping works, see that? He jumped, dead. So Gangan there, Booms cleans up nicely, but there is an OP down here somewhere. Wherever we saw that before. Oh, it's way over there. They're not going to find that anytime soon. Here's the defensive half track. All right, but look at the pressure on the front now, and maybe BOTN are sending in some extra infantry now. But this play here has been going for ages. Oh, it's a double tap. They've killed each other. Look, they're just cute. They've died in each other's arms. I'm not really sure what his hand is doing right now, but you're missing, mate, if that's what you're going for. Vector. Oh no. Yes. This stream has gone to shit. There he goes. Had enough of that. Oh dear. He's coming off the garrison. All right. Get a room, honestly. Back across, here we go. What is this about? This middle area here has been pressured back. They're getting up this way though. Okay, so it's hard to tell. You can't get inside the commander's mind, right? This up here has just been grinding for so long, and it looks like because other areas are failing, it's pushing through. They're just starting a little push through now. All right. So Tiger, no, Panzer 4 there. That's Panzer 4 down below us. There's a Tiger down south. I think it's either gone to defend or gone to get ammo. One of the two, because the ammo does eventually run out. But here we go. Half-hearted now picked up. We're in here. Oh, they've closed down. They've just pressed forward now. Look at the squeeze. Look at that. We can narrow the map down to that size now. So Ocelots are just getting compressed in one by one. They're dying and they're getting compressed in. The Panzer 4 completely unsupported now, of course, because here's a bombing run. Oh, bam! One there. Where's that coming from? That's Booty. Wait, was it? No, it's Icon. Oh no, Kanashi. Sorry, my bad. Kanashi's gonna nail that. Oh yeah, there you go. But look, three anti-tankers. 3 anti-tankers. So Kanashi coming in with the tank defense play. So he's come in to kill anyone who jumps out of the tank. That tank now is trying to swing around with its turret. There's another rocket into it. Bam. That's whatever that was. Oh yeah, he's shooting around trying to kill Kanashi. It's not Kanashi that's the problem there, tank. Kanashi there lying underneath, bandaging himself. Booty's going to... Oh, Booty just jumped off the building. He's going to have to repair himself, but he's probably going to just launch the rocket anyway into the side. Bam, there she goes. Still alive. Have they buffed the tanks? That's a bit ridiculous. That's 4. That was... Kanashi's like, whatever, just kill me. That was 4 rockets into that... 4 or 5 rockets into that tank. I don't like that. I don't like that you have to hit the tank that many times. But having said that, in comp matches, you're still seeing the tanks die so much. Here's a Tiger now, pushing God knows where. Hopefully he's got infantry support. Rocket there from Cooked. He overbaked that one, tish, and it's gone miles over the back there to God knows what as well. But they've lost that flank up here. Perfect's going to try and hold that. Here's the tank trying to hold this point. 20 minutes to go. We'll just start to see it get a little bit sportier in the next few minutes. But right down here, check this out. This is all just going bad for them. They've got this giant wave of infantry that is almost into the point now. And I reckon within about 2 minutes, we will start to see the cap weight, the caps start to occur on this point, I reckon. That's what I reckon is going to happen. It depends whether they... Oh, there's a Tiger getting smashed down here. It's got infantry support. Don't understand this. Oh, see the ricochet. How good was that? Panda would be pissed about that. That Panda is actually living somehow. Rangalicious. So I'm going to assume that for those non-Australians that I need to explain that Rangalicious is probably a redhead. Meatball there. Yeah, look, see the sector pressure starting to happen here on that ridgeline. It's actually now dominating the ridgeline, whereas before it was sort of, they were halfway up the hill and they were getting nailed a lot and there was a bit of trade going on. There's still trade going on, but now they are holding on the top of the hill there and trading rather than being on the slope and trading. The Meltman's back into play. So that's interesting that he's come across this way. So he must be part of this group. There's a few different plans, I'm assuming, in BOTN, not just one particular group. I'll be interested to hear as I get into the streams, and I'm going to write some information. Ask for some information about the stream, the groups. I like to, at the start of my streams before I actually kick off, talk about both teams say where they're from, that sort of stuff. This one I sort of just slapped on at the last minute of this stream. Although I did get asked a few days ago to do it, I wasn't committing to it till today. So, so the tank, they're trying to hold position. But look at the weight. Look at the weight on the hill. We've got, what, about 8, 9. There's 6 there, another 5 there. There's 11 players here from BOTN are just sort of on that hill line now. And there's about the same now from the Ocelots. Now, 18 minutes to go. You're not holding the north at all. It's slowly being ground down. There's a Panzer IV and a Tiger in here, by the way. Why not run both of them off to the east and push the point with the recon squad? So what am I talking about here? Get the recon squad, which is, oh, I just saw them, I think. Get the recon squad out here somewhere. Get the 2 tanks into here. Get a garrison down here, and then push up through there with 1 infantry squad, the recon guys, and 2 tanks. I think the tank just got done with it. No, it's still alive. That's what I would consider doing now, because it's not working otherwise. Where have they got for tanks? There's a heavy coming in. But look at the pincer. Like the what they call it in Africa, the horns of the bull. They've just circled around everywhere now, and they're just squeezing this whole thing in and gradually slaughtering them. But yeah, maybe that's what I'd do now, because the game's lost. As far as I'm concerned, oh, he's running over. The game's lost. There's no way Ocelots are going to be able to take this back unless they do something completely radical. And they're still going to hold the point, of course. And maybe, just maybe right now, they can't really... They don't feel like they can do anything else except... You know, the Tiger now... Oh, what is going on here? So this Tiger is just driving forward into a... There's 2 guys there. And there's a satchel on the Tiger. So... I don't know what to tell you. It doesn't matter. It's just driven into the entire enemy lines. There goes the satchel, by the way. Now the Panzer IV is going to do exactly the same thing, but it's taking infantry with it, hopefully. That's crazy stuff. Oh, and oh, what a... Mr. Krabs has just seen his entire life flash before his eyes. How good. The Panzer IV has just gone, fuck this. It's yeeting itself north. It's just taken one in the butt from Blind Panda, who's shooting very well here. Let's see. And Clock's going to grab this. Clock's going to nail this tank. Is he? No, he's AFK. What a time to be AFK. It's your one moment to shine, mate. He's gone. What do you mean there's a tank? Oh, but look at all the anti-tankers. The Clock's missed the boat. That ship has sailed, buddy. Oh, the Panzer IV has... What's it hit? Where's the garrison? So it's on the garrison now. It's on the garrison right now, and he's missed again. That gunner would be like, would you stop the goddamn tank so I can shoot the garrison, please? There you go. 3 shots and you're out. So he's picked up that garrison. That's nice, but look at the squeeze. Look at this squeeze. But there's nothing else here to help them. There's nothing else going on. They're just holding on. Holding on. With 15, under 15 now to go. Last 15. Yes, Kate's won the streamers versus streamers chat off. Good hit there from Whiskey, but now he's overexposed, of course. I'd just watching this. Oh, and the one tree that's solid. How unlucky is that? How unlucky is that? Tell you what, these tankers have got so much better at driving. I'm going to have to jump into a tank. I haven't been in a tank for years. I'm just jumping into a tank and see how they do those turns. It's like being in Victoria, isn't it? Anyway, there's the tank repair, by the way, just there. Conquistador is going to try and come in and satchel this. I'd be on the other side of the fence if I was him. Good kill there on Whiskey. Here's another rocket going. That's a great rocket from the Meltman. He has delivered, ladies and gents. And he's picked up the Panzer IV that was doing cool things, but realistically, it was irrelevant to the greater scheme because, greater scheme of battle, order of battle, because this here, this is where it's all fallen down for the Ocelots. This whole, I'll just swing across this way, this whole area that they've just been trying desperately to hang on to the entire match, but they just keep getting nailed over and over and over again to be pushed back slowly. Overtime, 30 minutes to go. Probably, again, as I said, it'll get a bit sportier in the last 10, probably about the last 5. Ocelots will probably try something really radical. We don't see a lot of... There's a Panzer IV down below us there pushing in, or pushing back, actually. So we got another Panzer IV up already. Don't know if that tank over there on the left is live or not. Look at that hook turn. Did you see that? How good. He's whipped around. So he's doing drive-bys. It's like he's got his crew. And there's a rocket. That's a great rocket. Crazy boots. Geez, some of these rockets are awesome. Predicting shots. I'm not too bad at that, but I've seen some good ones. Bam, look at the... Oh! Oh, no, that second one was terrible. That first one was very unlucky not to have picked him up. Conquistador is a bit jaded now because he's run all the way down the road, only to find that... Oof! Only to find that the tank's shot off on him. That Panzer IV's on borrowed time. Boom! I don't know what that was. Where'd that come from? Oh, that was Arthur up there. Oh, okay. It just looked weird. I thought it came from the other way. So they're still holding here on Komsomol. They've knocked back... Well, they have defended pretty well here, but they've put a lot of troops in to clear out the BOTN as they were pushing up the hill. And you can see the trade is just brutal, isn't it? Be awesome to see some... Oh, there's a server. There is a server that you can look at the stats. If I could get someone in the stream to tell me or PM me on Discord the actual server stats thing, if it's done in real time. I'll see if we can pull up some numbers for you, but probably it'll be too late by then, won't it? Because you'll hear this chat and you'll do it, but by then with 11 minutes to go, I won't be doing anything anymore except watching with you. So, all right, as I've said, we will do a raid today. So if there's someone else that's already streaming, we'll get across and have a look at that. There's the Panzer IV. He's now locked in here to get some repairs. The Komsomol is there. The BOTN players were held off by the Ocelot, so that prediction I made didn't come true, and they did not start that cap, but they've still got the pressure on the point. Quick check again what's going on here. Around the back here, around the back here is the outpost for the recon squad. The Ocelots are still holding here, but look how much territory they've lost. All of these grid squares, all of this down here, and half of this here already. And it's just like they are probably going to defend this, although they don't have enough out this side. They're probably going to defend this, but I do not feel that they're going to be able to break open to attack. We've got a Tiger there, a Panzer IV there. There's an IS down there. That IS has been very cagey. There's the Panzer IV, by the way, just whipping across there. He's now stuck on something. He's marked, probably. Cooked is coming in to try and put a satchel on him. He won't get that at the moment. Here goes the satchels. Has he got it? Yes, he did. He got the satchel on that. Did he? I can't see. Yeah, I think he did. I think that's it down there. Now it's driven around the corner to be hit by the IS. Yeah, it's stuffed. That IS is going to nail it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Round coming up? Nope. Let's watch that. If he did, I think the satchel's the back left there. It's a little box underneath the track. But I can't get eyes. Oh, God. Help me. Watch. See if we can find it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. There you go. There you go. So, tanks unsupported, die. That's how it rolls. So if you want to know how to tank, I say it every stream, you just can't afford to be just feeding the enemy tank kills like that. And I'm sure they're trying to do something, and I'm sure they're trying their best on this. I'm sure there was some sort of direction on that, but it's just not working for them. That's probably the better way I'll explain it. I'm not going to say that what they're doing is wrong. I'll say that it's not working. The enemy teams are too good. Unsupported tanks just keep getting killed too easily, too quickly. All the good driving in the world can't beat a smart anti-tank player, because you can't look 360 around the tank the entire time as the commander of the tank. It's just too hard, particularly when you're moving, to be able to pick up everything. And when you're in tight terrain where there's buildings and stuff, look at Murray. Murray just has to come over here and put a satchel on the friggin' wall, and that Tiger's dead. So he doesn't even need to bother going for the full sats on the tank itself, I don't think. Look at them though. They're like, there's a tiger. Mine. So here's Murray. A satchel here wouldn't hurt him anyway. They're almost in the point, aren't they? Yeah, they're on the north side of the point. That tank's going to shoot inside the building. Yeah, he's picked up Kaono. Not the worst tank position in the world, but I would definitely not be next to that building. That's a light tank. That's a Russian, whatever the hell that thing is, doing. That is what you do with a light tank, folks. In the back of the enemy's lines, you just go and wreak havoc. There's an airhead. That will be the BOTN airhead just there on the point now. The Tiger now getting shot in the rear. It's trying to chase the light tank. There's a Katusha strike landing at the same time as well, by the way. Oh, this is ugly as. Look at that. That light tank's just free reign in the point. The Tiger there has just realised probably where it is, although he's been shot twice in the butt. The light tank now pushing south. It's going to go for the repair. They're going to lose this. There's the start of the contest on the point, and now the Ocelots are starting to lose it. 7 minutes to go. The airhead's in. That's going to be the end of that. There's another tank that's an IS that's come in now. The difference you can tell, by the way, the IS has those fuel tanks on the outside of it, those round barrel looking things, whereas the T-34 has these big like air conditioning ducts that stick up in the air at the back of it. So, and the IS also has a machine gun on the back of the turret. I don't think the whereas I don't think the T-34 does. But look at that. There's the second cap. There's the cap start going there, and that's because of that airhead that they threw down, which we saw drop on the point. That's the end of the Ocelots there. There's look at the tanks going on over here. This is a crazy tank battle right now. That's the IS of two Tigers. I don't know where the IS is. That's the light tank dead. You can see the Ocelots now are throwing. They've got some sector weight coming back now. With that spawn wave and the two Tigers there on the point, those two Tigers are going to hold a little bit, but they're so smashed. They're threes, so they've gone full defense Tigers back into the point. The IS is down here somewhere with another Panzer IV. That IS is in all sorts of trouble, getting absolutely wrecked there. They got a lot of tankers there. Oh, and there's another tank over that way. There goes the IS. Bloody hell, it's all on. They'll take this back, the Ocelots, and that must be an AT gun. Here's a precision as well, because why not? That went in amongst the... I don't even know where that precision went. Who was it? Oh, yeah, it went in up where the airhead was. But look at that. Now they're completely surrounded. They're in 2 grid squares, the Ocelots. They are starting to put weight on carriage, though that's not terrible. That is not terrible at all. Do they get an airhead off up there? If not, throw down an airhead. Because this is being held by 3 tanks. Now, they've won the tank battle. This might flip in the last 5. Hold on here, folks. With all of these tanks, they won the tank battle. Remember, they lost the Panzer IV. I just see it dead there now. And that anti-tank gun on the bottom there is chewing things up. They won the tank battle, though, effectively. And they've got enough sector weight here. This could be... There was a bombing run that picked off that airhead, I think. This will be... I'm just going to whip over there quickly. It's just all on. They've got a squad on carriage here. Probably 2 squads. They've taken back the ridgeline as well. A clever airhead now. Oh, I don't know where I'd put it. Probably over the back of the point still. 4 minutes to go. They may be doing the Hail Mary airhead. Because I haven't seen it yet. An airhead down this way, where there's only 50. There's 50. There's the cap starting to happen. Gosh. Can Ocelots pull the proverbial from the other spot and get a win here with 4 minutes to go? I don't think so, because, oh geez, BOTN would have to drop the ball pretty hard to not redeploy defense back. But they are losing the point. An airhead right now. Oh, gee, an airhead right now would crack this completely open. There's the other cap happening, though. It's... this is a big spawn wave coming in. Oh, here we go. Here we go. It's touch and go. A couple of people on the point and a reinforce, though, will stop this. It will shut it down its track, which is why this is your moment now. Ocelots, this is the moment. Airhead right here. Airhead right here. Throw down an airhead right here. Throw down an airhead right here. Here an airhead. Go, 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 go. Where's the airhead, Commander? Should throw down an airhead. Just there. You've got sector control. Airhead there. Spawn everyone in. Win the game. That's what you do. Because if they use their reinforce, which they just did, I'm guessing. They use a reinforce, then you can still cap it out. Apple's over the back here. Did she take out the Gary? No, the Gary's still there. Apple's there. Surrounded by a whole bunch of people. Not the position she thought she'd find herself in. There's an IS. No, it's a T-34. Oh, Apple's has taken out the repair station. And the T-34 has not managed to take her out, but she's also killed someone in the trench there. Great play from Apples, making up for a rubbish rocket shot earlier in the match. Just got shot in the head for her troubles though by Major Payne. But that was a good play there. 220 on the board. I don't think Ocelots have got it now. Unfortunately, they would have to spawn everyone right now on that garrison and push, and they got 10 seconds. They have to be capping, or otherwise it is definitely GG's. So, again, as we see at the end of the match, almost something radical occurring. And there is the spawn. Is there a cap happening? No. So that's gone BOTN's way now. So BOTN absolutely have dominated the match. Folks, that is GG's to BOTN and commiserations to Ocelots. Noting that this is... Oh, that was that Panzer IV just then? Yeah, there's a Panzer IV trying to push in. It's too late now, unfortunately. We'll go back over here to this action now because this is the last cap. BOTN have just dominated the battle. Took the cap early with a better push on the point anyway. Leaving too much room for Ocelot to try and find a way to get in, which they couldn't do. Tiger's coming back now. No. So by doing that, the BOTN players could then actually get that defense in on that point and start to consolidate. They just ground through the middle there. Where was it? So looking there quickly, they ground through here pretty quick. They took all this territory here so quick, and that was bad for the Ocelots because then there's this little salient here that occurred that they couldn't stop. And in the end, it just made enough of an impact here that it thinned out their numbers and allowed the BOTN players to dominate this northern sector. They took those two grids, then they suddenly rolled these two grids, and all of a sudden, Ocelots found that they'd lost this entire 9-grid region, all right, which then left them on the defense of their point, which they have held to the end of the match, which I expected they would, even though there was a bit of shenanigans there for a bit, because they didn't lose the bottom of the map. They've always held this, which was critical. But they couldn't do anything from here because the moment they tried to push north, or the whole game they were trying to push north, they were just getting chewed up. And they didn't ever really get this push down here to work for them. They were up here at one stage, if you remember, and that was pretty good, but it didn't end up being good enough. So there it is, the defeat, 3-2. Well done to BOTN for the win there. We'll give it to the commander. He's tried his heart out. So, and there's some of the numbers there. So Mr. B was the BOTN commander. Deathvice looks like he was doing casting for this match. So, okay, pop across there and have a look at Deathvice's stream as well if you can. Support Deathvice. I always believe in helping out other streamers. We'll just wait for this to play out now. I might put the music on, so we've got some background noise as well instead of just the in-game stuff. So, a good match, but yeah, BOTN clearly the better players there. Tactics-wise, I'm not going to state anything there. I didn't really analyse it too much as to how their tactics played. I think it was just a good grindy game that they throw down for. Here, we'll just have a look at some of the other players here. Have a look at some of the numbers for you. See how people went. You know, the different things we've got for those that are learning. Combat effectiveness, offensive, defensive, and support. As a commander, you really want to see people with a good support score. It means they're helping you out as commander and they're helping the team out. And defensive, of course, is where you also want to see a high stat. But in these matches, I'm talking more about pub matches. In these matches, it doesn't really matter because each squad will do what the commander requires them to do anyway. I do think, I will say it again, We did see the bottom players, their tanks were a bit more conservative, generally speaking, although we saw a couple of their tanks just not play well at all. The T-34 there at one stage just got nailed by a tiger and stuff like that. I still think the OCE Ocelots players, the tankers, are too aggressive and they don't use their support well. I'm just going to pop back to the main screen now. There we go. Hi again. So I do think that the Oceanic guys could be better. What have I got here? Oh yeah, that's right. The Oceanic guys could be better at the tanking side of things in relation to using infantry support better. If you're going to go forward as a solo tanker, go past the enemy's line. Don't sit in the middle of it because they're clearly good enough to spawn in as any tank and kill you. And I think that's where they're going wrong. They're committing to going forward, but they're just going into the enemy's battle line itself. They're not going past it and shooting it from the back. They're actually sitting right on the infantry line, and it's just not working. You can't do that. You can't sit in the enemy infantry and expect to live. The Tigers when they were playing the Tigers, they were playing them as a defensive tank, and that's good. But they were also playing them as a defensive tank with no infantry around them. So the enemy infantry could just then flank up and move up to where they were. So I think the Ocelots have got to get that better. Anyway, we'll call it there. We will do a raid when the time comes, so watch for that in chat. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. Tomorrow at 11:30 Adelaide time, so 1200 hours Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, I will be streaming the seeding match. That'll be Ocelots versus Vanguardia. It'll be the first match for the seasonal competition, and it is only a seeding match, but it's really going to show us some more of this great play and get excited for the seasonals. And I hope to see you in amongst all of the streamers and all of the shenanigans we have for this seasonal and other streams. Thanks for coming along. I'll catch you next time.